In this video, I'm going to share with you some tips on how to keep your DiversiTech condensate pump in top condition. These tips will help you keep it performing properly and hopefully prevent some potential leaks or floods. Tip number 1, clean your condensate pump every 1 to 2 years. Through normal use, your unit can get a buildup of mineral and fungal deposits. This buildup needs to be cleaned out periodically to keep your pump functioning properly. First, before you start, be sure you turn off the power to the furnace and disconnect the power from the pump. Next, remove any wires or hoses which are strapped to your pipes. Now you can disconnect the pipes that are draining into your pump. Here you can see that I'm loosening the unions. If your pump doesn't have unions on the pipes, it may be extremely difficult to remove the pump since it's sitting on the floor. In that case, click the link on the upper right to see my video titled How to Add PVC Unions to Your Condensate Pump to Simplify Maintenance. With the pipes removed, all that is left is to remove the drain hose. Use a screwdriver to loosen the hose clamp. When removing the drain hose, I recommend putting down a rag or a bucket to collect the water which comes out of the hose. Here you have two options. You can remove the hose from the fitting, or you can take a wrench and remove the fitting nut. My hose wasn't coming off the fitting very well, and I was afraid of damaging it, and I decided just to remove the nut. Now that the tank is removed, it's time to take it apart and clean it out. I'm going to pause here for a second to give you a tip. As you can see, I just easily popped the motor assembly off the reservoir. But that wasn't the case the first time I did this. In fact, it took me quite a while to figure out how to get that thing off. Looking at the side view of the pump, you can see that the pump has these black tabs on the sides. I actually had to break these tabs off to remove the top assembly. Now that the black tabs are gone, to get the lid off, you just pry on the red tabs on the side of the reservoir and then pull the lid off. The tabs on the motor assembly just snap into the grooves in the base. Now you can just take some water and a brush and rinse this sediment out of the bottom of the reservoir. What you're looking at here is about 1.5 years of sediment. So I could actually probably go a little longer before cleaning it, but I'd recommend not going any longer than 2 years. When cleaning the motor assembly, try to ensure that you only get the water on the wet side. Getting water on the top side where the motor is could potentially damage the motor. Here I'm focusing on cleaning the float. If your float isn't able to rise and turn on the pump, your reservoir will overflow. Depending on the configuration of your furnace, you may have one or more drains that need to be cleaned. In my case, I have three. I have the condensate trap from the high efficiency furnace, the drain trap coming from the air conditioner, and the drain from the humidifier. So tip number 2, clean your furnace traps at least once every 2 years. Here I'll demonstrate cleaning the high efficiency furnace condensate trap. This is on a Amana furnace, and your furnace may vary quite differently from this. I recommend consulting your furnace manual for the location and proper procedures for cleaning this. Once you've finished cleaning it, you can reattach the condensate trap. Now you can reattach the drain hose to your condensate pump, and then you can reconnect all the pipes. Reattach any hoses and wires you removed in the beginning of the process. Now this is a very important step you don't want to skip. Add some water to the pump until it runs. You want to make sure it's in working condition now. Better that than to wait until the middle of the night and you find out that the pump's not working and you've got a flood. Now check all the fittings to make sure that there are no leaks. If you find any leaks, go ahead and tighten the fittings more to make sure that they stop. Next, we'll move on to the P-trap for the air conditioner. I purchased this brush set for cleaning the P-trap. This long and flexible brush will allow me to get to the bottom and to the other side of the P-trap. I'll leave a link for this brush set in the description below. Making sure your pump is connected and turned on, add some water to flush out your P-trap. And don't forget to put the cap back on. Moving on to the humidifier, which is the last source of water flowing into our pump. I normally clean this out at the end of the heating season when I'm turning off the water and shutting down the humidifier. My humidifier is the April Air Model 500 evaporative humidifier. The cleaning process for your humidifier will vary by make and model. Be sure to consult your owner's manual for the methods for cleaning. First, turn off the humidifier. Next, shut off the water. Now we can remove the cover from the humidifier and the cartridge assembly. First, remove the top of the cartridge assembly And if it's the end of your heating season, go ahead and throw that cartridge away. I recommend replacing that cartridge at the beginning of each heating season. Go ahead and scrub off any mineral deposits on the top. Next, this is where you'll find most of the deposits in the bottom of the assembly. Go ahead with some water and a brush and scrub the majority of that out. It should be good enough if you get the majority of it out. But if you have a lot of stubborn spots that are not coming out, you can add some, say, toilet bowl cleaner to scrub that out, and it really does a good job in getting those mineral deposits out. I was being careful here to make sure I didn't get any on my hands, but I do recommend using gloves when using toilet bowl cleaner. And you can see here how well that toilet bowl cleaner removed all those mineral deposits. Now you can put the top back on the cartridge assembly. And before putting the cartridge assembly back in, we'll clean out some mineral deposits in the drain hole. First, add a little water to assist with cleaning. Then I'll take a brush and scrub out the inside of the drain. Give it a little rinse and take a damp cloth and wipe down the housing. Now you can reinstall the filter housing. If it's the end of the heating season and you've shut down your humidifier, make sure you put the vent in the closed position. Now you can replace the humidifier cover and you're finished. And now for the third and final tip, add condensate pan treatment tablets to reduce the buildup of mineral and fungal deposits. I'll leave a link for this product in the description below. Now you can place up to 2 tablets into the dispenser. And that's it, we're finished. If you follow these steps, you should have many years of trouble-free service from your furnace condensate pump. This has been a DIY Saver production. Hey, if you enjoyed this video, click the like button. And if you want to see more content, hit subscribe too.